Okay, once again, good morning. This is Doc Rudy. Welcome to our FB Live, our daily posting. So once again, we are going to continue our topic, the Heavenly Justice Part 2. So once again, thank you and good day, and hope you are around, and listening or watching my FB posting. So our topic for this morning is the same, Part 2, Heavenly Justice. This is taken from the book of Psalm, chapter 11, verse 7. It says there, "For the Lord is righteous, will behold his face. God's justice is rooted in righteousness. For the Lord is righteous, will behold his face. God's justice is rooted in righteousness." So that means every justice must be anchored with righteousness, and it must be anchored with God, because God is righteous. And another thing, justice for the oppressed. No? Number one, in order to make an heavenly justice is we should see what is righteousness all about. And then if we see the righteousness, then we can proceed now how we are going to make justice. In order to make justice, your justice must not be based on your opinion. Your justice must not be based on your perception. Your justice must be based not on your feeling or emotion, but rather it must be based on righteousness. What is right? No? What is right and what is just and what is fair to everyone. No? If we see that there is fairness, if there see that there is righteousness, and see that there is just, then we can proceed to our justice. So justice must be based on righteousness. And another thing about justice is, number one, justice must protect the oppressed. No? So justice must be rendered towards the oppressed. It says, in Psalm 103 verse 6, says the Lord works righteousness and justice for all oppressed. So in this Bible verses indicates that the goal of righteousness, the goal of justice is righteousness, and the goal of righteousness is to protect the oppressed, because justice is made for the oppressed, not to the oppressor. No? So that means actually it is the same way, no? Towards oppressed and towards the oppressor, because we need to prove, we need to prove what is righteousness. And to prove what is righteousness, there must be justice. And justice must be anchored, vice versa, must be anchored in righteousness. And this justice must protect the vulnerable one and the oppressed. So that means all the victim of oppressed, they must have the day of justice. Then, God's justice is particularly concerned with protecting the vulnerable. God's justice is particularly concerned with protecting the vulnerable. Just like when Jesus said, no? When Jesus said in his ministry, no, we need to take care of the children and as well as those people who are oppressed. So that means if you're thinking about justice, justice must be focused on those who are vulnerable or those who cannot afford justice. No? One thing I heard from one of a Philippine president, that is Manuel L. Quezon, says, if you lack wealth, there must be more on those. No? If there is lacking of wealth, they must have laws. So that means this indicate the perception of Manuel Luis Quezon that justice, no? Justice and law is together. They are interconnected. When there is oppressed, there must be law, and that law must serve justice to the oppressed. And according to Manuel Quezon, no, there must be more law to the oppressed people. If they are lacking wealth, there must be law. So that means it's really to think about, no, that we should be very, very careful, especially for the poor ones, especially to the oppressed one, especially to those who are vulnerable. And then, another thing about heavenly justice is accountability. In every action that we are doing, we are accountable. No? It's like saying in the Spider-Man, no? Great powers comes great responsibilities. Responsibilities, that means it talks about our accountability. We must be accountable with everything that we are doing, in every action that we are doing. We must be accountable. We cannot escape accountability in everything. Whatever. No, whatever, if it is good, better. If it is bad, that means we have to indemnify our mistake. Together with an accountability is justice. No? Justice must be served with accountability. At the says in Romans 14:12 says, so they each of us will give account of himself to God. So number one, whether we are rich, whether we are poor, whether the oppressor or whether we are oppressed, we are accountable to God. We need to be blameless in the eyes of God. We are accountable. We will all be held accountable for our action before God's throne. So whatever we are doing, how do we lead, how do we follow, no, how we obey God, how we do everything, we are accountable before God. And God will render justice towards what we are doing. No? In same thing, the last days will be the last days of justice. And then we are accountable to God. What kind of justice are we going to receive in the day of judgment? Are we guilty or are we innocent? Are we done better or we are lacking? So the last day is also the day of justice, and we are accountable to God. And then, for this time on, it's better as God gave us time, we need to prepare for the last days of justice. So that when God renders His justice, then God will say, we are innocent, we are free, and we will be receiving blessing from God as a children of God, as a good servant of God. So that means we need to obey God at the cost of our life. Because justice is living righteously. Justice is living with obedience with God. Justice is living faithfully, following the instruction of God. As we faithful to God, as we follow God, as we living righteously, as we living justly, that means we are within the range of justice. So justice, in order to live justly, with justice, we must be one with God. We must connect ourselves to God. That is the only way to live with justice, is to live with God. I repeat, to live with justice is to live with God's, following His instruction, having faithfulness, obedience, and accountability. Okay? So, for our last, according to Martin Luther, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. No, according to Martin Luther, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. So that means justice must be in every corner of the world, in every corner of the society, in every aspect of the society, there must be justice. And there will be only justice if we live righteously, if we live faithfully, if we follow the instruction of God, then we can live with justice. Okay? So thank you once again. And I hope to see you again tomorrow in our daily posture, 5 o'clock. This is Doc Rudy. Well, please, I need your like and share, and then follow, and then also, as it says, God's love I share. Thank you.